Right then, welcome back to Iron Sports. Now, Jamaica's female footballers begin their journey to the 2019 FIFA World Cup in France when they host the CONCACAF first-round qualifiers at the National Stadium starting this weekend. Now, there has been renewed hope for the female program in the country following, of course, the restart of the Women's Premiership, which was out for 2 years. But is it a long shot for a first World Cup qualification? We're going to have this question answered and many more. Let me just begin with the rollout. Closest to me is Christina Chang, defender with the team for over 10 years. In the middle, the crowd favorite, Trudy Carter, midfielder, and the effervescent Lauren Silva. They are vibes master, it seems, defender as well. And of course, the coach himself, Andrew Price. Welcome everyone to Iron Sports. Who are the first timers? Put your hands up. Who are the first timers?
Oh.
All three of you?
Yes.
All right, you'll speak to the producer afterwards. All right, Coach, let me just begin with you.
Sure.
In terms of the preparation leading up to the competition, which begins this weekend, we begin against Antigua. How are things looking at this juncture?
It's going well. The girls are getting in. We have been having some two-day sessions, and we've been preparing very well. And, we are very optimistic going into this final round. 3 teams qualify out of the 5, and we want to be one of those 3 teams. And we're just going to go out there and take one game at a time and ensure that we qualify for the final round, CONCACAF round, that will be played in the US in October.
Yeah, and in respect to the squad that you've put together or that has been put together, are you satisfied that they can get the job done?
Definitely. I think this is one of the better squads that we have assembled for a long period of time. I think we have good players who are very versatile, that can play in different positions. And we believe that with the camaraderie that we have between the players, we're looking forward to doing well in this particular tournament.
Yeah, speaking of camaraderie, Lauren, off screen, I can tell you, full of vibes. Just keep going, keep everybody happy. Lauren, in terms of the vibes within the camp, clearly you're one of the overseas based, but how are you gelling with the squad and the others overseas with the locals?
Personally, I'm gelling really well, I think. But I think I was with the last cycle, and I think this cycle, the biggest component is this idea that our group can really come together, whether it's a local group of players or it's overseas. I think we all come to practice, we're ready to show up and play, and that's all that really matters. We kind of put all the other issues aside.
Yeah. Trudy, how are you feeling about qualifying this time around? I mean, we've come close in the past, and we're never short of optimism and talent. Based on the squad that you see, you've been playing with the senior team for about 7 years now, going back to about 2011. What are your thoughts on this particular squad?
My thought on this squad is, I think this group of girls, they're really focused, they're confident, and they have a dream, and I think they believe that they can do it, which I think that starting Saturday, we have to show to the crowd that women's soccer deserve better, and we're going to do it and try to put on a show for the fans.
And speaking of putting on a show, Christina, she's been putting on a show for this national team for nearly 12 years now?
Yes.
Yeah? Debuted back in 06, 07. And you play for the Miami Surge FC.
Yes, I do. With them.
You bring this experience to the squad. How much do you think this really helps?
I'm 33, so it helps a lot for me to be able to keep up with the young girls clearly. They're full of energy. I think being my age comes experience. You have to play smart. I don't run around like I'm 21 anymore. It may look like it, but definitely the experience helps.
Yeah, and like I said, you've been with the team for 11 years, going 12 years. In the past, we've come close to qualifying, just fell short. What do you think it will really take this time around to get us over that hurdle? Because we're not short on talent, and we're not short on optimism and quality.
By far, the team is much more skilled, I would say, and our resources are better. We're very self-conscious of our nutrition, our recovery, which I think is very important to the game. I think this time around, no doubt we'll make it. I mean, everybody has it as their goal, and the hard work is there, and I really think we will be in France next June.
I like that. Coach, Christina spoke of recovery. Now, in this qualifying round, it's what, 4 games in 8 days. That's a lot of football. We start from Saturday all the way back to Wednesday. It's a tough group. Trinidad is in that group, and the other #1 ranked Caribbean team. How are you preparing the squad to deal with this kind of pressure, playing so many games in just 1 week?
Well, it's about 360 minutes that we're going to have to play over the week-long tournament. And one of the good things is that we are blessed with a lot of depth. So we have a lot of players that can rotate and can play in different positions. We don't expect the same set of players to play every game. So it's about rotation, bringing in people, freshening up some legs and doing well. We're going to take it 1 game at a time. And once we traverse all the games, I think we'll be good at the end of the tournament. As the girls alluded to earlier, recovery is very important. And in our midst, we have one of the best fitness trainers in the world, Will, who is really leading our recovery. So after training, we do a lot of recovery work. We do ice baths. We do a lot of stretching. So it's going to be very important that we take recovery very serious over the week-long period. And what we are trying to do here with the national team is incorporate best practices. And that's one of the best practices we have incorporated over the last several months, where we take a lot of initiative in getting our recovery work up to scratch.
Yeah. Speaking of incorporating, in terms of the balance of the squad, the overseas with the locals, is it a fair balance? And, is it right for the public to once again be looking at the squad and saying, well, there are too many overseas or they're not enough local-based? What do you say to this?
I think it's a right balance. And the technical staff has always looked at the entire squad and said, we want to get the best Jamaicans on the field wherever they are in the world.
Right.
They could be in Siberia, they could be in Lebanon, wherever they are. Once they're playing good quality football and they're committed to the cause, then we want them on the field. And I believe we have a good balance. We have a good balance of overseas based on local talent. And I believe that with the camaraderie and the gelling that we have been having over the last couple of months, we have had some good practice games. We went to the CSE games, played against quality South American and Central American teams, matched up very well against them, and I think this has given the team a lot of belief and a lot of hope. And, we just want to come out for the tournament next week, play some good, attractive football, and get the job done and move on to the United States.
Lauren, you'd have been to the CSE games as well?
Yes.
Yeah. In terms of your performances there, how much do you think this will help you in this particular and most important qualifying competition?
Well, I think that throughout the entire tournament in Colombia, we progressed every single game. So I think from the first to the second and then finally playing Colombia, we had a lot of progression. I think there was mistakes that we made in the first game that weren't made in the second game, and then things that happened in the second game that we then fixed in the third game. So I think moving up to this tournament now with the World Cup qualifiers, hopefully we're going to see that kind of transcribe into this tournament as well, where we're just kind of continuing to progress from where we were to where we are now, and I think we're in a really good place right now.
Trudy, what is your particular objective for this qualifying? We know it's World Cup qualifying, but for you individually, what are you looking to get out of this particular first round?
This first round, I'm looking to come out, maybe be the top goal scorer, and put my team, bring my team on my back, and also be the first one in the group, top the group as well.
Yeah. Christina, let me ask you the same. What are you looking to gain out of this qualifying group, particularly for you individually as well?
Individually,
being one of the leaders of the team.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm 33, and being able to train with these girls alone has been amazing to me. And just being able to be a part of this experience is just great. And I agree with Trudy. I think, like I said, we're going to France next year, and just being able to be a part of this, I'm truly blessed.
How do you keep the girls focused?
Focused? Yeah. I think they do a pretty good job keeping focused.
I see the vibe, I see they
no, we do have fun outside, but when it comes to game time, practice time, I mean, we go hard. Lauren alone. Her energy that she brings on the field, like you saw her off the field. On the field, yeah. Lauren brings that same energy, and I think she helps other people want to match that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the final whistle is upon us. So thank you, ladies, for joining us here on Iron Sports. And Coach, Big up as usual.
Thank you very much.
And come back
I want
again.
to ask in Jamaica to
Yes.
come out Saturday.
Come out and support us,
Support us.
please.
Yes, come and
Saturday.
support the team.
All right, there you heard it from members of the senior Reggae Girls team, Lauren Silva, Trudy Carter, and Christina Chang, and of course, Coach Andrew Price. Right then, we take a break here on Iron Sports, and when we return, we're going to be discussing netball. Soon come.